Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I like to discuss anxiety and inner healing so you can live a much happier and relaxed life. And it is based on my experiences and what's helped me get through that hurdle, because I know that anxiety is absolutely not easy. My experience are specifically with health anxiety, although some of the questions that I do ask on here, they can help you with any type of anxiety that you may have. Remember, you deserve happiness and, most importantly, relief from these symptoms that unfortunately we do have to deal with on a daily basis in order for us to pretty much function like regular people, I guess, whatever regular means to you. So if this is something that may be of interest to you, please consider subscribing, liking, and doing the little bell thing so that each time I upload a video, you get notified and you don't miss any of the homework I like to give out at the end of every video. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So in every video, I like to share just a little tidbit of an experience that I have had as far as the health anxiety is concerned. And then we go right into the questions that are going to help you heal. This video does have 10 questions for you this time that are geared towards anxiety, but it can be any aspect of your life. Of course, every situation is different and everybody's experience is different. So the questions, just ask them to yourself. Don't forget to take screenshots of them. And I will have them listed down on the description box just to make it easier if you can just screenshot that or copy and paste. My health anxiety actually started in 2008, early 2009. I did put a video about just sharing my first panic attack. So I'll put that around here somewhere so you can check it out if you'd like. But I realized that my anxiety, like having anxiety moments or anxious moments, I've had those apparently for a very very long time. Not to the extreme where you end up in the ER or you keep seeing doctors. Like I said, that for me started around 2008. So I always suggest that you do take some of these questions, ask them, really be honest with yourself when you answer them, and hopefully it will help you kind of figure out, where did this come from? Why is this happening? What can I do about it? So in every video, I like to share a little experience that I've had with a panic attack or just anxiety in general, or how your brain can actually go from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds, okay? So last week, for no particular reason, I was sitting down on the couch just watching TV, doing nothing, as people do sometimes on the weekend. And when I moved my eye, we're going to talk about this left eye we got going on here. When I moved my eye, I got this, like, it wasn't a sharp pain, but it was a little painful. And I would blink and it would kind of be somewhat painful to blink. So I thought nothing of it. Whatever. It is what it is. Maybe I got something stuck in my eye. It is what it is. So come the next day, that pain is just still there. Every time I blink, my eye felt like, how did I describe it? If when you cry a lot, like a lot to the point where you just can't cry anymore. If you have anxiety, you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? That soreness that you get when you're done crying. It's like, it bothers you to blink. That's what that eyeball felt like. So the first 3 days, I thought nothing of it. Anxiety did not want to come mess with me. And it was what it was. Every time I blinked, it hurt. Like it was painful, but obviously not horrible. So come Monday, I kept wearing my glasses. I didn't wear my contacts for that whole time because I'm thinking maybe, and this is where anxiety is going to start to creep up on you, right? Even if you are healing from it, I said to myself, well, maybe my contacts, I have been wearing my contact lenses every day. So let me just go ahead and just wear my glasses. Then it was, well, maybe there's something in my eye, and you start doing this and you clean your eye and there was nothing there. Then it was the constant checking, right? And you're checking it and you're like, okay, well, there's nothing, there's no debris, there's nothing in there. There's, my vision is fine. And do you see where I'm going with this? This is what health anxiety does, okay? And come Monday, Tuesday, I'm like, okay, this isn't going away. I still haven't Googled. Google. Dr. Google is what I call Google. I still hadn't Googled anything, and I'm just like, okay, well, and I kept doing this, and, I put some drops in there to see if it'll offer some relief. But I kept looking at my eye, and I kept telling myself, it's not red, you don't have double vision, it's fine. Come Thursday, I believe it was either Thursday or Friday, this eye is just being a complete pie hole, okay, to put it lightly. It was being a complete pie hole, and I made the mistake. Of Googling eye pain on one eye, right? Because it wasn't both eyes, it was just one eye. So what do you think happened when I Googled eye pain on one eye? As usual, Dr. Google is going to give you the worst case scenario. It's not going to give you eye strain first. It's not going to give you debris in your eye first. It's going to go to again, 0 to 100. So as I'm reading, if you've had this, you know where I'm going with this. So as I'm reading what Google is trying to tell me that this is, it says it could be an aneurysm, right? Pain in one eye. So what do you do? What does someone with health anxiety do? You go through all the symptoms, you're looking at the list, and you're like, okay, I don't have dizziness, I don't have blurred vision, double vision, I don't have any of that. All I have is pain behind the eye. But the problem with health anxiety is that the thought is now in your brain that, holy cow, I have a brain aneurysm. And then that leads you to Google, or it led me to Google, what are the symptoms of a brain aneurysm happening? It just spirals out of control. So what did I do to myself? I psyched myself out. I kept reading this, and my health anxiety started getting to me, and it led to a mini panic attack. I had to stop what I was doing because all of a sudden I got lightheaded. You guys know, I got lightheaded. My body got scared. I completely freaked out, started sweating. The heart is beating faster. Freaked out. I sat down and I did what I lovingly call cry for 6 minutes, and that's it. And it's over with. I went and did what I had to do, finish what I was doing after I let it out. I was a little disappointed in myself, I'm not going to lie, only because it had been so long since I'd had one that I can't believe I let an eye strain or whatever it was. Actually, we figured out what it was. And I'll tell you what it was so you can laugh. So again, this is just an example of what the health anxiety brain does to you. It can take the most smallest thing and turn it into this ridiculous, huge thing, right? No, I didn't end up in the ER or anything for it. I just, let it go, let the process go, had my little panic attack, freaked out. And then, I spoke to my brother. My Mr. Words of Wisdom. So my brother explained to me that if you have all this tension in your body or in your shoulders, your eyeball's going to hurt. At some point, something's going to happen. So, he touched both of my shoulders and he says to me, yeah, your left side is like really, really tight. It's whoa, it's a brick wall. So that offered me relief, right? Because again, what does health anxiety do? you're always looking for that reassurance, which is why in your brain, you're like, oh, there's something in my eye. Oh, there's, maybe it's just my eyes are tired. I wore my contacts all week. So you're constantly trying to justify in your head why you feel the symptoms that you feel, but then it just snowballs. I know that for me, my mistake was the Googling. The Googling is like a big no-no, and you seriously have to try not to Google anything, but I know it can be really hard. So yeah, just last week, after such a long time, I went off and had a little panic attack because of muscle tension and muscle pain on my left side that just went up to the optical nerve, and my eyeball hurt. Eyeball's fine. But it does happen. And again, this is why it's so important to know where this is coming from. Because I've been practicing the whole inner healing thing and asking these questions and knowing where it comes from, and learning tips and tricks along the way on what I can do to manage, then it was an easier experience than they have been in the past. It was no ER visit. Because if this would have happened to me maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, you best believe that the minute that I read a brain aneurysm, right, all because of some eye pain, and I would have read those symptoms, I would have gone straight to an ER. I need a CAT scan. I need an MRI. What's going on in my brain? And again, I know to some people, it sounds like you're exaggerating. It sounds like you're doing too much. You're not doing too much. Those people, they just don't get it. Oh, let's address this elephant in the room. Apparently, Santa Claus needed me, sooner than freaking December. I stressed myself out so much last week with this eye that I got a big old pimple right in the center of my nose. Not even when I was a teenager did I ever get a pimple on the center of my nose. Yikes. But yeah, let's get into these questions. Also, if you're willing to share a story where you went off and Googled something very minimal and it snowballed into this huge thing where you might have ended up in the ER or even a doctor's office or made yourself a doctor's appointment, please feel free to share it in the comments below. It will help other people see that they are not the only ones out there that go through this. And it makes us feel less silly, I guess, for feeling this way. Because I know a lot of people, like I said, they just don't get it. And they'll never get it unless they go through it. Okay, so the questions for this week, they are geared towards anxiety more so than anything else. But I still feel that these questions can apply to anybody in life, just period. Because when we read these questions, it may mean one thing to me in the way I'm about to answer it, and it can mean a totally different thing to you. So let's get right into the first question. What am I most worried about right now, and how long have I been worried about this? My eye. Sorry. Question 2. How are these worries affecting my daily life? And how do they impact the quality of my life? Now, these two questions, in my opinion, are pretty deep, because if you're having these little worries and they're affecting your daily life, like for example, for a very long time, again, video for another day, I couldn't drive. Like I couldn't drive by myself. I've been driving literally from Florida to Massachusetts. I've made that drive so many times. But then all of a sudden I got to a point where I couldn't even drive from here to the gas station because I was scared of driving. So how are these worries affecting my daily life? Yikes, it was pretty bad. And how do they impact the quality of your life? Not being able to drive anywhere sucked because frankly, I like to drive. I enjoy it very much. Quiet time in the car, sitting in traffic. So question number 3 is, if my worries prove to be true, how will that change my life? So let's say, we're going to go back to using my eyeball as an example. Let's say that, yeah, I had a brain aneurysm, right? Because that was my worry. So if my worry proved to be true, how will that change my life? You get an aneurysm, and I guess sometimes you just die on the spot. Question 4. Where do these worries come from? Am I basing them off of past experiences or future expectations? Question 5. What do these worries say about me? What need or want am I afraid won't be met? Question 6. What other ways can I meet these needs? Where do I need to invest my time and attention? How much more amazing could your life be if you gave all the attention that you're giving to your health anxiety or any anxiety in general, worrying about the future that hasn't happened, worrying about the past that you can't change? How much more amazing could your life be if you invested all that time into something else, a hobby? I personally do candle making. You have to try to figure out how to invest it in a different area so that you're not constantly thinking about anxiety, what's going to happen in the future, what's happening tomorrow, OMG, dot, 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 dot. Question 7. What would happen if I stopped worrying about these things? How would my life be different? Oh my goodness. Between you and me, I haven't been able to answer question number 7 yet. Like I said, I do still have some worries because you have to work on this every single day. This isn't something that's going to disappear overnight. And anybody that tells you that, chances are they're not really suffering from anxiety, specifically the health anxiety. This isn't an overnight thing, and it's going to take you some time. So for me, this question, it's been a little tough. I'm being vulnerable here with you guys. It's been a little tough for me to answer, but I'm pretty sure that my life would be absolutely amazing if I would just knock it off. If we only had a switch to turn this stuff off, right? Life would be so much easier. Question number 8. What actions can I take to begin releasing my concerns? Question number 9. How will I track my progress? And what would progress look and feel like? This is a great, great, great question. How will you track your progress? What does that look like for you? It's going to look different for everybody. And what would progress look and feel like? Now, that goes a little bit into manifesting your dream life, right? Because if you can pinpoint what your progress would look and feel like, then you can manifest yourself living that beautiful life that you want to live without dealing with, the elephant in the room. And question 10. So once I have released these worries, how will I reward myself? Think about this for a second. How are you going to reward yourself when you can make these little milestones? Again, don't think that this is going to happen overnight and that overnight you're just going to wake up one day and then your anxieties are all gone and the health anxieties are all gone. No, there's little steps that you need to go through, or little steps that are going to be required for you to be able to completely live a life where you're just and you're going to feel peace with yourself, and you're not going to be afraid to do things, and you're not going to be afraid to, go anywhere or do anything. Or it's amazing. And again, you can go weeks and months that way, but then sometimes, like in my case, just last week, after months, an eyeball hurt and my brain spiraled out of control unnecessarily. Got very frustrated, but we got through it. So that's today's video. I'm hoping it didn't run too long. I'll probably try to cut me just yapping along a little bit. But I hope that you find this helpful. And the questions that I have for you are also helpful as well for you to be able to start your recovery process and inner healing process with the health anxiety. I hope that this is something that is helping you out or will help you out, and I hope that you give it a chance. So with that being said, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, the little bell, all that wonderful stuff, because it lets me know that somebody out there is watching, and hopefully it is helping you out. And as always, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And something that helps me get through it is telling myself and having faith that tomorrow will be a much better day than today. Just keep telling yourself that, make it through the day, and you'll notice a big change in your life. So hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day or night or whenever you're seeing this video. And till next time.